Yes! Dude. One. We will play first. And so we're playing Dude in the finals. And we have the tools to stay alive. We're not going to mulligan. We just want to draw into something super powerful. 2, 3, and then start draining. Maybe save the second Eidolon. We'll see. If there's a lot of pressure on my opponent, I'll play the second Eidolon on turn 4. Dude. What's going on, Dude? Sweet name. Alright, lead with the swamp. Represent Farika's Cure. That I don't have in my deck. And another green opponent. That's interesting. Love we have our 4-drop. Nice little curve out here into a 2, 3, 4, 5, which is exactly what we're going to do. Play in the swamp to represent Farika's Cure, even though I don't think there's any reason to. And I'm going to go ahead and play the Minotaur instead of the Scholar because of Devotion, and it puts more pressure on my opponent initially. It's going to be a while before we're using the Scholar to do anything major. Then what's here? A Wave Crash Triton. Okay. Ooh, that's nice. So we'll just go ahead and bash in with both. I don't care about the 1 point of damage that's coming through. And I do just want to curve out into Erebos' Emissary right away. Yeah, I love that idea. It's only 1 point. And actually, I'm not going to attack him with the Minotaur. If my opponent wants to make a trade, fine. It could have been a free point of damage, but I don't think that would have happened. I think my opponent would have taken the block. Because there's not a really great... all there is... Well, I guess Dauntless Onslaught's pretty great. Yeah, I was going to say, all there was is the Heroic +2/+2. And there goes the Emissary. And now we're going to get a hit for 3 points of damage. But then we're trading off 3 and 3, and it's not the worst case to be in. Especially because we're a little bit on the race here. Talk about a curve, man. I'm down to race right now. Because we got a lot more pressure coming through. Another 4? What do you have? Aw, well that's a bummer. So we do lose our Sentry. And our guy does stay tapped down. Again, we're still kind of winning the race. And despite the life gain here, mainly it's because of the Scholar and this Baleful Eidolon backup. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we just do a Scholar plus activation, right? And then we'll keep our Baleful Eidolon back for blocks. Is that right? I think right now I want to keep my Baleful Eidolon. I'm not too worried about this Wave Crash Triton in the moment. Let's wait and see what else comes down. The Scholar, will hold back the attacks. I get an activation off of it. And I like having the Eidolon available for the Emissary. I might want to just bestow it later. The Eidolon, I mean. We'll see. That doesn't matter to us in the slightest. Read the Bones is good. If I attack in with the Emissary, there's just an obvious block. Let's just read our Bones, see what we get. Do I care? Yeah. Mainly because I don't want to draw this land. I did, but whatever. I'm going to keep it for a discard to the Emissary. Now we'll just go ahead and play the Theros game. And let our opponent get big fatties on the table? We'll see. I think I'm going to put the Eidolon on the Minotaur next turn. Vaporkin starts getting a little bit worrisome. Well, at least we got to do an Eidolon and an activation. So if I put the Eidolon on the Fellhide Minotaur, I'm happy with it trading with these other guys. So that's what we're going to do, because then we'll bash in. I'm not excited for the Emissary to die. 3 becomes a 4/4, possibly a 5/5. Yeah, there's enough blocks, so that's a bad thing. We could see like a Nessian Ass come down once the 5 mana slot gets hit. But my opponent's stuck on the 4. Ooh, okay, so racing is not going to be easy here. We're only taking 1 a turn, and we still have good attacks with our Fellhide Minotaur. And this is great. Hello, lots of great things. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the Emissary for sure. The Nemesis could come down, but we have 2 Baleful Eidolons to deal with it. I'm more worried about the Emissary being put on a Vaporkin. There'll be more flyers. Voyage's End I'm going to want to play around, so that will matter. And a Time to Feed is coming out soon. And this is going to be an uphill battle, because my opponent has a full grip that just needs mana. But it's this Emissary that scares me the most. So, Vape, Voyage, Time, and Nemesis. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is kind of tough, but I think it's got to be the Emissary here. Even though my opponent's far away from it, we're not killing anyone soon. Nemesis will come down. Yeah, I still like my thought about it. Let's see. Do I want to go ahead? We're still attacking in with our Minotaur, because it's a double block. Yep, and we'll take out both these guys, are actually very good for us. My opponent probably wants this to happen. That way we can do get the Nemesis down. But again, having 2 Baleful Eidolons, I'm okay with that. I think mostly I would just be worried about having the Nemesis take to the air, which could happen eventually. Here comes the Nemesis. Or not. I'm gonna go ahead and attack in. There's a Vaporkin, Voyage's End, Time to Feed. So sure, Voyage's End can come down, but yeah, we'll just hold back. I mean, I guess I could just go ahead and attack in with a Scholar, right? Nah, it's an obvious block. Ooh, a Horizon Chimera. That's gonna change things. Now I need to start getting a removal spell. Because my 2 flyers are out. Yeah, I think my opponent should be able to draw out of this pretty readily. But taking 5 a turn is going to be really rough. Because I'm only doing 3. And really I'm only doing 2. Yeah. Alright. Time to start playing the aggression game. Against a Nemesis Immortals, another Vaporkin, and a Voyage's End. Yeah. Well, Sip of Hemlock might get us there. Don't have any blocks, because they're all in the air. Ouch. I assume Nemesis here, and then the Nemesis will take out the Scholar, and then I'll be in pretty deep doo-doo, right? Yeah. That's not what I wanted. Alright, so if we attack in with both Baleful Eidolons, My opponent is tapped out. We have 3 points of damage, so we have to do 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means my opponent have to hit with everything. We take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the air. That means the other 2 guys are lethal. I have to keep a number of guys back to block. The Disciple's probably bounced. Do I want the Minotaur just to have it? I think we attack him with the Emissary here, because I wouldn't mind the Emissary taking out the Nemesis of Mortals. Or do I care? I'm just trying to decide if I want to attack him with the Baleful Eidolons or not. I think I need them for defense, or do I? Voyage's End takes out one of them. So does a Time to Feed. So I can't... Yeah, I have to keep the Baleful Eidolons back. That's a bummer. The Scholar should get time to fed, as it were, next turn. Because that's how my opponent is going to be able to win. Take out the Scholar, do it in the air. Do it in the air! So I'm just offering this bait here. Yep, didn't work out. Gave it a try. Oh well. I could discard the Minotaur, but I don't think that's going to be relevant ever. Time to feed? Yes. Hmm. I don't mind showing my opponent the Fellhide Minotaur, and I'm thinking by playing this, it might make my opponent think twice before attacking with the Flyers. Don't know if that's true or not. Probably not, because I don't see how there's a win anyway on my side of the board. It's one of those weird things that gives good players like pause, like, let me think, what is going on here? Well, nothing. I tried. Ah! These would have been great cards, but alas. Didn't quite get there. Okay, so I am definitely worried about Flyers. Viper's Kiss coming in for sure against the Flyers. Griffin is a possibility. I don't know if I like it too much, though. Could do the Last Breaths as well. Let's see, what's bad? What are we pulling out? My opponent's not really aggressive. There certainly are some butts that come down on my opponent's side to where, like, the Minotaurs aren't great. Like all the 3/3s. Maybe I pull out one of the Read the Bones. We saw at least, 2 targets for Right Solution, so that's going to stay. Do I have time for Scholar? Scholar is going to be pretty good if I can gum up the ground enough, but maybe I'm not going to be able to stay alive long enough for that. I think if we pull out the Minotaur, bring in a Viper's Kiss, and that's it. I don't think I want this 5-drop. It's pretty weak, and everything else is pretty good in the deck. So we'll keep it this way. Yeah, I still want to play first. Aw. Well, this is a lame hand. This is also a really lame hand. Gonna have to mole again. And then it's gonna be really hard to come back. But, oh, are you kidding me? Well, I'm not gonna go down to 4, mainly because I do have a lot of swamps in my deck, and at least this is a hand that will get me back in the game if I'm not too far behind at that point. Awesome. Let's see if my opponent gets a little screwed again. I think that was also one of the reasons why I was able to stay alive long enough. I wonder if that Disciple of Phoenix was the correct. If I should have gotten the Emissary out of my opponent's hand. I still think that was the right pick. But I also was only far along enough in that game because my opponent got stuck on, what was the 4 mana? Or was it the 5? One of those two. What else you doing, dude? Come on. Alright, here we go. Or maybe not? If only you were a swamp. Maybe we get there. I have a 1 in 3 chance of drawing a swamp next turn. That's pretty okay odds, right? Alright. My opponent must be playing another game or something. Because I keep pausing. My opponent will click OK through one thing, and then come back. I can't entirely blame my opponent. My opponent is pretty clearly favored to win this and is an up a game. But at the same time, just finish this. Just finish me off. Come on. Okay. Turn 3 for dude. And there's now pressure. Okay. And another planes. Pretty sure there's nothing for triple planes that does anything in this spot. Here comes our nightmare. Our opponent's setting up super defense on the ground, and then soon there'll be massive fatty and or flyer coming through. Divine Verdict. Well, it's a spell, right? I can't cast anything. Okay, now there's real pressure coming through. What do I play if I draw a swamp next turn? Emissary? Well, this is unfortunate. An anticlimactic end to the game. I'll still probably kill, like, the Disciple to try to stay alive and use my mana somehow. Oh, my opponent's not attacking in. Well, I'm still going to use my mana and kill the Wavecrash Triton. Yay! A swamp. What do I play? Emissary. Because I'm going to be discarding the Eidolon to block. I could just cast the Eidolon, but this uses my mana more efficiently. Probably a Griptide, yeah. Which makes sense. And then give me another one. Same theory as last time. I'll discard one Eidolon against the Disciple to pump first, and then if there's a trick or something or a pump, then I'll discard the Disciple. I mean, a Voyage's End or anything along those lines gets me, but nothing else I can do. And I assume this Read the Bones is going to be pretty dead, because by the time I'm able to cast it, because I definitely need this Emissary down for defense, I got a feeling I'm going to be too low of life. Ooh, yeah. This is going to be difficult. Well, I got one of the answers, but again, a little low on life. I'll go down to 2. I will be able to bestow bestow the Eidolon on the sentry to at least kill something, but I don't think that's going to actually work. Huh. Well, it gives me a chance. Something. I take 4, I go down to 2. I'm sure my opponent's going to play something else, but this is assuming nothing else happens. And then I can bestow, but only once. There's a time to feed. Yeah. Ouch. I'm pretty sure that sealed the deal right there. And a Vaporkin. Sip of Hemlock. Well, that's it. We'll have to GG's here. And concede the game. Thanks for watching, everybody. Sorry for the anticlimactic end of the draft with a really annoying, mole and then screw on the black. But that's what's going to happen. Although I think Dude won the match fair and square, considering that first game was a pretty fair win. So there you have it. I'm Ryan from Mana Bluff. Hey, find me on Twitter __RJH__. We'd love to chat it up online. Also, always please comment, subscribe, like on YouTube, or comment on Mana Bluff, and I shall respond. And we'll see you next Friday.